put our hands together even as we have Deaconess Dingase come to us. Please have an extra mic. Good morning. How are you doing this morning? Thank you for joining us on this show today. And I'll just ask you to briefly introduce yourself to the people. Hello. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
My name is Deaconess Dingase or Deaconess Atarah. Yes. Wonderful. So would you briefly tell us how you joined Hope and when you came here? Before I go on, I'd like to acknowledge and appreciate Pastor and Mom Mavis and the executive for giving us this opportunity to just be here and give thanks for everything that they've done for us. How I came about to being part of this great family. The year was 2017. I was going through a lot. I had one friend, Deaconess Faith, who she's been a constant. I was going through depression for about 3 years, and she kept on coming to tell me to come to church. She kept on inviting. From January, she was like, come to church, and I'd be like, I'm coming. Come to church, I'm like, I'm coming. Till October. Yes, till October. So that year, my depression got worse. So I knew that if I didn't do something about it, that would have been my last year. So I decided to, before that, I used to go to WEM. So Pastor was my friend on Facebook. And he had posted something about in relation to depression, and I texted him. And I started talking to him, and then, I stopped. And then finally again, Deaconess Faith invited me to church, then I came to church. That day, I don't remember what was being preached about, but I knew that I had found my solution. And so I went up to Pastor and I'm like, I'm that girl from Facebook, the one that texted you. And then he's like, oh, Dingase from Facebook. I'm like, yeah. And so he asked me to come to his place so that he could talk to me, and then he taught me, and that's how I made the very informed decision to become part of the Household of Faith Church. It has been the most beautiful decision I ever made. Wow, and here we have it. Deaconess Dingase. I think we could do better than that. Alright, so we can see that how her life has been impacted since she came here. So, which someone would you state has really impacted you ever since you came here? One that you can point out to and say, this really spoke to my heart. I think I'm not alone when I say that everything Pastor teaches is vital to our lives. I can't necessarily pinpoint to one. I have a couple, but then the one that I have been applying a lot in my life from the time that he ministered it is the purpose continuum. No? No one remembers that one? Yes. The how, what, why. Yes. That one has been very impactful in the way that I make decisions, in the way that I do things in life. Like whenever I'm doing something, I always go back to that word, and I'm always asking either why, or what, and how. Like that's just my way of living now. Alright, just lastly before you go, what would you say to somebody out there that probably is going through depression, and what would be your advice to them in relation to, would you invite them to come over here? Would you recommend them to speak to Pastor? What would you recommend for them? I know there's people watching live, and I hope you get to hear the message that's been said. one thing I've learned about depression is that it has a way of isolating people and making people think that people don't understand what they're going through. And it's a very spiritual thing.
Yeah, true.
What spirit, we were talking some time back, and then I remember something physical always starts up in the spirit. So depression is a very spiritual thing, and in the case where you find yourself isolated and then feeling neglected and feeling like you don't belong anywhere, trust me, there is a place for you, there is a solution for you, and I would recommend that you come visit us, come see what we have for you, and you will find that you're in the right place.
Wow. If you can give it up for Deaconess Julia. Thank you so much for joining us. You were wonderful. I'm going to have